Bruchim Haboim, welcome everyone. We're at the top of Daf Yud Amud Aleph at the fourth line from the two dots. The Gemara previously had brought that David HaMelech said Hallelujah at the very end of Tehillim, based on the pasuk Yitamu Chatoim Min Haaretz Urishoim Od Einam Barchi Nafshi. When he saw the Mapalosin Shel Rishoim. Now the Gemara speaks about that verse. Says the Gemara, Hanhu Biryoni Dahavu B'Shavusei de Rabbi Meir. There are Biryonim, these thugs, Amei Haaretz, tough individuals who were in the neighborhood of Rabbi Meir, Vahavu Komitzaru Leituva, and they're bothering him tremendously. Have Karboy Rabbi Meir Rachame Ilavayu Ki Hechid Lemisu. Rabbi Meir wanted to daven that they should die. Amrulei Bruya Devisu, his wife Bruya, a big chachama, a wise woman, the daughter of Rav Chanina ben Tradion, very wise woman. She said, "My daitich, what do you think? Mishum dechsiv yitamu chatoim miksiv choitim." It doesn't say that the choitim should be done away with. It says the chatoim. Chatoim ksiv. Not only that, shafil l'sefer dekro. Look at the end of the verse. Urishoim od einom, and there will not be any rishoim. So it can't be repeating the same thing twice. Kivan the yitamu chatoim, since that the chatoim will be completed, will be finished. Urishoim od einom, then there won't be any rishoim. Elo boy racham ilavai dilahadru b'tshuva v'rishoim od einom. Rather, you should daven that they should do tshuva, not have any longer chatoim, and then there won't be any rishoim. Boy rachamei ilavayu v'hadru b'tshuva. He did that. He listened to his wife. He davened that they should do tshuva, and there were no rishoim after that. Omar lo hahu tzeduki lebruya. A tzeduki came and spoke to Bruya and said the following. Ksiv, it says in the pasuk, Roni akora lo yaloda. The pasuk says, rejoice, the one who is barren, she did not give birth. Mishum de lo yalda, mishum lo yaloda Roni, because she did not give birth, she shall rejoice. Amrulei, she said to this tzeduki, Shatye shafil, Shatye fool, shafil l'sefer dekro. Look at the sefer of the verse, the end of the pasuk. Dechsiv ki rabim b'nei shoymimo mibnei be'ula Amar Hashem. She's saying, look at the rest of the verse, because they will increase the b'nei shoymima, reference to Klal Yisrael. They will increase more than the Bnei Be'ula, referring to the people of Edom, Amar Hashem, in the future. Elamaya Kara Lo Yaloda. So what's the Reisha, the beginning of the verse? Roni Knesset Yisrael. Rejoice Knesset Yisrael, the one who is Akara now. Shedoime Liisha Akara. Shelo Yaloda Bonim Ligehinam Kavasaichu. Who did not give birth to children like yours, who will then enter the Gehinnom. Says the Gemara Vaita, another incident with a tzeduki, Amalei tzeduki Rabbi Abahu. Ksiv, it says in the pasuk, Mizmor leDavid bebarachov bnei Avshalom beno. It says in the verse that David fled from his son Avshalom. The Ksiv, and it says in another verse, leDavid michtam bebarachoi mibnei Shaul b'ma'ara, that David HaMelech made a tefillah when he was in the Ma'ara, in the cave, when Shaul HaMelech had entered, he davened that he should be okay. Asked the Gemara, Hai Maisa Hava the Bereisha, which is the Maisa that took place earlier? Says the Gemara, Michti Maisa Shaul Hava Bereisha, wasn't it the Maisa of Shaul took place first? So why does the verse about David fleeing from Avshalom Beno precede it in the order of Tehillim? Lichta Bereisha, it should be written first. Omarle asoin to you the loy darshisun smuchin kashilachu. You tzedukim who don't darshan smuchin, so it's a difficulty. For you have a problem. But anon the darshinan smuchin lo kashilon. But to hui who do darsh smuchin, it's not shver, it's not difficult. Where do we know smuchin? Shenema says in the pasuk. I'll read you the verse inside. The pasuk says as follows: Maaseh yadav emes umishpat ne'emanim kol pikudov. The first verse says, at the end of the verse, it says that his commands are all loyal. And then it says right away, Smuchin lo'ad lo'olam asun be'emes v'yashar. The smuchin are forever going to be upright and true. So says the Gemara to explain, Smuchin la'ad u'lo'olam asun be'emes v'yashar. Lama nismecha parshas Avshalom leparshas Gog u'Magog. Okay, so why does the earlier verse, the earlier pasuk about David fleeing his son Avshalom, why does that samuch to parshas Gog u'Magog? Says the Gemara to explain, she'im yoyma lecha adam. For if a person will say to you the following claim, klum yesh eved shemari b'rabu, is there an eved that is going to then rebel against a stronger master? Af'ata, which is referring to Gog u'Magog, who knew in advance that they were going to then be defeated and destroyed. Nonetheless, they started up with Klal Yisrael, or they will start up with Klal Yisrael. Is there a son who's going to then rebel against his father? So you see that took place. So too this took place. Elahava, that took place, that Avshalom rebelled against his father David. Hachanami hava, so too that which is talking about in by Gog u'Magog will also take place as well, that the Eved will then rebel against its master. Rabbi Yochanan Mishum Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai. Rabbi Yochanan said in the name of Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai, "My dechsi." What's meant by the following verse? Piha pascha bechachma, v'taras chesed al lishoina. Normally, these verses in Mishlei refer to the Torah, but here it says taras chesed al lishoina. Al lishoina must refer to some other lashon. Kineged mi omar Shlomo mikrazeh. What is Shlomo HaMelech referring to when he said this verse? Lo amru ela kineged David Avid. He said this verse corresponding to his father David. Shedar b'chamisha olamim, who lived in 5 different situations in his lifetime, as we all do. V'omar shira, and he said shira in each and every one of these stages in his life. Dar b'me'ei imoi, he lived in his mother's intestines. V'omar shira, and he's saying shira shenem as it says. Barchi nafshi es Hashem v'chol krovai es Shem kodshoy. Yatzel la'avir ha'olam, he left into the world after he was birthed. V'nistakel b'koychavim mazolois v'omar shira, and looked into the stars and the constellations, and he said shira. Shenemar baruch Hashem malochov giborei koyach oisei devaro lishmo b'kol devaro. Bless the malachim, you shall bless those who do the word of Hashem and listen to His word. Baruch Hashem kol tzvav. Bless Hashem all of those constellations. Yonak mishtei imoi v'nistakel b'dadeho v'omar shira. He nursed from his mother, he looks at her breasts, and he's saying shira. Shenemar baruch nafshi es Hashem v'al tishkechi kol gemulov. And don't forget all of the kindness that HaKadosh Baruch Hu bestowed upon you. Here the Gemara darshans gemulov to be that which he nursed from his mother. My kol gemulov Omer Rabbi Abo she'osa ladodim b'makom bina. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu put a woman's breasts where he nurses from next to her heart. Unlike animals where the offspring they nurse from a place that is closer to where they go to the bathroom, Here, when it comes to the mother, it's higher next to her chest, next to her heart. Taima mai. What's the reason for this? Says the Gemara to explain two different reasons. Omar Yehuda. For when the child nurses, he won't look at the Mokum Erva. That's number one. Ramasna says a different reason. He shouldn't nurse in a place that is a dirty place. He saw the downfall of the Rishoim, and he's saying Shira Shenemar. Yitamu chatoy min haaretz urishoim oid einom barchi nafshi es Hashem hallelujah. Says the Gemara weiter, Nistakel b'yom hamiso v'amashira. He looked at the day of death, and the Melech in this situation too said Shira. Shene'amar, as it says, barchi nafshi es Hashem. Hashem Elokai godalta ma'oid. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you are very great. Hoid v'hadar levashta. You wore glory and majesty. My mashma, where do we see that this refers to the day of his death, that he's looking and he's singing Shira? The al Yomi Masechet Ne'emar, Omer Rabbi Barav Shilo, Miseifa, the Inyana Dirshu. From the rest of the verse, towards the end of the parak, it says the following: Taster ponecha yibahelun. Hashem, you turned your face, so to speak, and it calls the bewilderment. Toisef rucham igaverun. You took away their spirit and they died. And the rest of the verse goes on to say, Ve'el aforam yeshuvun, and they returned to their dust. Rav Simi bar Ukva of Amri Lamar Ukva Hava Shchia Kamed Rabbi Shimon ben Pazi. He found Rabbi Shimon ben Pazi and he asked him the following request. When Rabbi Shimon ben Pazi was being Mesader the Agados, Kamed Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi, Omar Le, he said to him, My Dichsi, what is meant by the following verse? Barchi nafshi es Hashem, v'chol krovai Hashem kodshoy. My soul shall bless Hashem in all of my innards, the name, His holy name. Omar Le, he said to him, Boy, come, ure'ei, and see shalokim midas HaKadosh Baruch Hu, midas basar v'adam. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not like basar v'adam. Midas basar v'adam, the midah of a person, tsar tzura al gabe hakoisel, he makes a tzura on a wall, ve'ino yachol lahatil baruach v'neshama. Although he draws on that wall, he cannot make a ruach and a neshama. Krovayim ubnei ma'ayim, he cannot make innards. VeHaKadosh Baruch Hu eino kain. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not like that. Tzar tzura b'toich tzura, he makes one tzura amongst another tzura, umatil baruach uneshama krovayim ubnei ma'ayim, and he gives it ruach and neshama and innards. V'hainu da'amar Chanan, this is what Chana said when she said the following verse: Ein kodesh ka Hashem, ki ein biltecho. There is none kodesh like Hashem. There is none like you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ve'ein tzur ke Elokeinu, and there is no rock, no strength like you. My ein tzur ke Elokeinu. What's meant that there's no rock like Hashem? That means, what is tzur over here in reference to being something other than like HaKadosh Baruch Hu? There's something that could be compared to Hashem. It must be something else called a tzur, a tzura. Ein tzayer ke Elokeinu. There's not somebody who can make a picture, can craft like HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ma ki ein biltecho. And what's meant when it says there's nobody like you? Omar Rabbi Yehuda ben Menasya, Al tikri. The Gemara makes a drasha. Don't read ki ein biltecho. There's nobody like you. Ela ein levaloisecha. There's nobody who wears out like you. Meaning to say, Shelo ki midas HaKadosh Baruch Hu midas basar v'adam. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not like a person. Midas basar v'adam. The midah of a person is ma'aseh yadam mevalin oisoi. When he does his handiwork, so what happens? It outlives him. and he becomes worn out before them, before the things that he creates or whatever he makes. HaKadosh Baruch Hu he makes things, and those things they wear out, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu does not. Omalei, he said to him, Ano hochi ka'amin aloch. This is what I was saying to you. Hani chamisha barchi nafshi keneged mi amron David. The barchi nafshi that David HaMelech said, in correspondence to whom did he say this? Lo amron ela keneged HaKadosh Baruch Hu u'keneged neshama. He was saying it in regards to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and corresponding to the neshama of a person. Ma HaKadosh Baruch Hu meloi kol mechol ha'olam. Just as HaKadosh Baruch Hu fills up the entire world, Af neshama maleya as kol haguf, so too the neshama fills up the entire body of an individual. Ma HaKadosh Baruch Hu roya ve'eino nireh. Just like HaKadosh Baruch Hu sees but cannot be seen, Af neshama roya ve'eina nires. So too the neshama sees but it can't be seen. Ma HaKadosh Baruch Hu zon es kol ha'olam kuloi. Just like HaKadosh Baruch Hu feeds the entire world, Af neshama zona es kol ha'guf. So too the neshama feeds the entire body. Ma HaKadosh Baruch Hu tahor, Af neshama tahora. Just as HaKadosh Baruch Hu is tahor, so too the neshama is completely tahor. Ma HaKadosh Baruch Hu yoshe bechadrei chadorim. Just like HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he sits, so to speak, in a very private area, the chadrei chadorim. Af neshama yoshev bechadrei chadorim. So too the neshama is kept in private, in secrecy. Yavo mishayesh bo chamisha dvorim halolu. Let the one that there is 5 things that we just stated now, referring to the neshama, the yishabach mi sheyesh bo chamisha dvorim halolu, and praise HaKadosh Baruch Hu, who has these 5 things. And that's the kavanah of David HaMelech when he said, Barchi nafshi es Hashem. My soul, who is like HaKadosh Baruch Hu in these ways, let you praise HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Says the Gemara Amar of Hamnuna, my dichsiv, what is meant by the following verse? It says, Mi ke'achacham u'miyodea pesher dovar. Who is like the wise one and who knows the pesher, the solution to the matter? Mi HaKadosh Baruch Hu, who is like Hashem, sheyodea la'asos pshara ben shnei tzadikim, who can make a pshara with 2 tzadikim. Ben Chizkiya li Yeshayahu, to Chizkiya HaMelech and Yeshaya HaNavi. Chizkiya Omar Lesin Yeshaya Gaboy. Now Yeshaya had a nevuah to say to Chizkiya, and Chizkiya had to misyayetz together with the Navi Yeshaya. The question is, who is going to go to who? So the Gemara says that Chizkiya said, Lesin Yeshayahu Gaboy, let Yeshaya the Navi come to me, because after all, I'm the Melech, covered Malchus, deserves that the Navi come to me. The Hachi Eshichan Be'Eliyahu, because we find such a present by Eliyahu HaNavi, the Azal Gabi Achav, who went to the king Achav. Yeshayahu Omar, on the other hand, Yeshaya said, wait a second, HaKadosh Baruch Hu sent me to give a nevuah, and therefore the king needs my nevuah. The king should come to me. That's the proper protocol. Leisi Chizkiya Gaboy, let him come to me. The Hachi Eshkechan, the Yehoram ben Achav, the Azla Gabe Elisha, because we find such a precedent that the king Yehoram ben Achav, he went to Elisha the Navi. Ma Asa HaKadosh Baruch Hu, what is then the pshara? What is then the solution to then this problem of who's going to go to who, in order to then have the nevuah said to the king? Hevi Yisurim al Chizkiya, HaKadosh Baruch Hu brought Yisurim on Chizkiya HaMelech, he became sick. V'omar lo li Yeshayahu, lech ubakes achoyle. He came to Yeshaya Navi and said, go and visit the sick, the king Chizkiya HaMelech. Shneimar says, Bayom mahem chola Chizkiyahu, lomus. He was deathly ill. Vayavo elav Yeshayahu ben Amotz HaNavi, and Yeshaya came to him. Vayomer elav, and he said to him, Koyama Hashem tzvokos, tzav lebeisecho, Ki meis ator v'lo tichya. You're going to die and you will not live. What is this double lashon? You will die and you will not live. Says the Gemara, "My ki meis ator v'lo tichya, meis ator ba'olam hazeh v'lo tichya la'olam habo." You're not going to live in this world, and you're not going to be zoiche to get up on Tchiyas HaMeisim and live in olam habo. Omalei my kuli hai. Chizkiah was a bit tzaddik. So why all of this? Why is this the going to be what's going to ultimately result from his life? That he's going to die in this world and not be zoiche to olam haba. Why is this his fate? Omale says Yishaya Hanavi Mishum Delo Asakta Bepiri Verivya, because you were not oisek, you didn't get married to have children. Omale Mishum Dechazoi Li Beruach HaKodesh Denafki Minoi Bonin Benin Delomalu, because I saw in Ruach HaKodesh I was going to have children, there will be improper children, and therefore I didn't want to get married, I didn't want to have children. They shouldn't have children that are Rishoyim. The Navi Yeshaya said back to his Chizkiah, the secrets of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, why are you getting involved? That's HaKadosh Baruch Hu's business, not your business. That which he commands you, that's what you're busy to do, that's what you should be doing, that's what's incumbent upon you. And what's good for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he will then do. So therefore, you are to do his mitzvahs, and his mitzvah is piri v'rivya, and not to make shikulim and cheshbonos as what's all going to be in the future. He commands you to do a mitzvah, you're to do his mitzvah. Omalei hashta havli barteich. Now, since this is the situation, and there's a gezerah, so then give me your daughter to marry. Maybe in this chus of you and I'll have children together with her who will be good children. Banim hagunim. Omalei said Yeshaya Navi to the Melech Chizkiah, Nigzer alecha gzera. It's too late. You already have a gzera, you're going to die. Omalei ben Amud kale nevoscha v'tzei. Yeshaya, finish your nevuah and get out of here and leave. Either because keep it private over here and don't bring it out in the public, because if there is a nevuah that's said privately, it can still be changed, and therefore keep it private, don't say anything outside. Or alternatively, there are those who learn that it means over here that you did not say this as part of the nevuah, but rather you add this on your own. So finish the nevuah that was given to you and get out and leave. Kach mekublanim beis avi abba. This is what I have a Mesorah from my father's father, referring to David HaMelech, olav hashalom. Afilu cherev chada munachas al tzavoro shel odam. Even if a short sword is on the person's throat, al yimna atzmo min haracham. He shall not desist from asking HaKadosh Baruch Hu for rachamim. Itmar nami, we also find that this is also supported by the Amoraim. Rabbi Yochanan, Rabbi Eliezer, the Amrei Travaihu. They both said, Afilu cherev chada munachas al tzavor shel odom. Even if a sharp sword is on the throat of a person, al yimna atzmo min harachamim. He should not desist from being mevakesh rachamim, even at such a dire moment. Dafka, then he should continue to ask for rachamim. Shenemar, it says, Hein yikaltleni, behold, even if they will kill me, Lu ya'ayachel, I will still yearn HaKadosh Baruch Hu for your rachamim.